Good morning from Drift Roulette High Stakes. We are at the season finale, the last event of the year, and it's gonna be a good one. We've got a pretty stacked field of drivers. We've got a beautiful day here at Willow Springs International Raceway. Practice just started. We're about to have some fun.
This is the season finale of Drift Roulette High Stakes. I cannot believe we have been doing this for a year, and I cannot thank you guys enough for making it such an amazing year. Drift Roulette started out as an idea to give drivers a place to get competition experience, and it has turned into so much more than that, and it wouldn't be possible without all you guys. So I want to start this video off by saying whether you were a driver at one of our events, all of our events, you've come out as a spectator, you've been one of the many friends and family to help out at these events, or you've just supported us in any way, shape, or form, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and it's motivating us to do even bigger and better things for next year. Now let's get to some action, because the last event of the season did not disappoint.
I'm Moses Contreras.
Have any drift experience?
I've probably been drifting for around a year. This is my first competition. Never done a competition. Super fun, a little nerve-wracking, but I'm feeling more comfortable, feeling good.
All right. How did you find out about Drift Roulette?
I found that guy right there.
How you feeling?
Feeling great.
You gonna win?
Hopefully.
What's your outlook?
Second, at least.
What's your outlook on today?
My outlook on today, I'm just gonna try my best. Try not to crash. That's about it. I'm just gonna stay focused, keep my head in the game. That's it.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's a little hot. The guys are a little closer to me than I like, but that puts me right in the action. Everyone's doing good and no one's run me over yet. So I'm very happy with that.
What are your projections for today?
Projections for today. I don't think anyone's going to hit the wall. I'm pretty happy with that. I think Jackson, the E92, he's going to put out a competitive lap. And then Ash Redberg's been looking really good as well. I think they'll both make it, I'm going to say top 4.
Film me? I don't want to be filmed.
Are you excited?
No. Yeah.
Are you gonna win?
Yeah. All the way. 100%. First place.
You ready to party?
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah, beautiful weather. Everyone's driving great. No incidents yet. Probably because I'm not driving, but it's going really smooth. Everyone's driving really good, and should be a good competition today.
Now I can't show you every battle, but I can show you some highlights, and this was definitely one of them. Now this was one of the first battles of the day. It was a seeding bracket just to get into the top 16. Logan Hunter chasing Chris Jackson. Now Chris Jackson's driving this crazy BMW that has seen 2 laps. Just came from SEMA, and as you can see, he threw a huge flick of an entry, bounces it off the wall, and stays pinned. And Logan's totally unfazed in the chase. Made for a great battle, a great way to start the day. And this was kind of the energy the whole day had. Everybody was fired up, we're all having a good time, and driving like it was the last event of the season. Because it was. Moving on to the top 16, this was one of the closest battles. Philly in his 370Z chasing Rampton in his LS-swapped E36. Now, Philly is second in points overall. He has done really well this season. And Rampton's done really well, although he has missed an event or two, so he's not the highest in points, but his driving is always on point. As you can see here, he's laying down a great lead line, which is giving Philly all the opportunity to put up a great chase. Rampton ended up taking the win and moving on, but Philly definitely put up a fight. As with every drift event, not everybody's perfect, so here's a few funny mistakes from the top 16. We've got Dan in his Mario-themed 350Z slipping on a banana peel, Riker spinning out, and then Mason in front of him spinning out, and Rudy spinning out in front of me. Thankfully I saw it in time and was able to dodge it. Now let's move into the action of the Great 8. first battle of the top 16, and it's me versus our current points leader, Ash. I was pretty hyped for this battle. Ash is such a good driver, and I was excited to kind of see how I stacked up. Now you can see I initiated a little far off the wall. I worked my way up to it, come in on this inner clip, which was such a fun layout, and then you shoot back up to the other bank, which I kind of miss, and then right here my car cuts out. It was having some fuel slosh issues that I ended up resolving. And then the GoPro cut out as well. So let's watch the chase from a different angle. Now, obviously, I have a lot of ground to make up in the chase here, and I'm pretty proud of this initiation. Immediately suck up to him. Yes, I'm on a shallower line, but his car's also way faster than mine, so I had to do it. And I time this transition wrong, which gives him the opportunity to pull away a little bit. Now I'm trying to catch up, and it's really just not happening. And that was pretty much the end of the battle. Ash ended up winning. Happy with my chase. I wish the car didn't break up in the lead, but if we went lead for lead, he probably still would have won. And that's why he's the points leader. Now this was a fun one to watch. We've got Carson in the Mustang chasing Logan in his absolute weapon, an S14. Now these two guys drive together pretty often. They definitely trust each other, and they know how each other drives, and I think it shows in this battle. Obviously Logan has the faster car. What a sick lead run. But then Carson, doing his best, cut the line, and he is doing a really good job at catching up. And this is the one that makes me laugh here. He says, you know what, I'm gonna go on the inside of the inner clip here, really make up the ground. And it pays off, because then he gets right to his door. And we'll have him swap places and send it. Now Carson's got some ground to make up here. As you saw, he cut the track pretty hard, and he kind of falls off the bank here. Logan's right on him. Carson does a good job across this inner clip, literally grazing it. That was the perfect line. Sets him up good for this next outer zone, but again, he is not shaking Logan. Come across the inner clip perfectly. Logan times his transition so well and is right on his door, and he proves that with a little bump across the finish line. If you didn't guess it, Logan took the win on this one. This is actually a one more time battle. So this is Mason, a newcomer to Drift Roulette, versus Nate, who has driven every round in his supercharged Mustang. Now the first battle between these guys was good, very even. That's why it ended up being a one more time. Now if you listen and look closely, you're going to notice that Nate is kind of falling behind, and that's because they did their one more time battle right after their other battle. They don't have to do this in Drift Roulette, but it's totally up to them. That's what they chose to do. And you can see here Nate is running out of tire. And Mason is putting on a great lead run, really not making any mistakes. He was wide on both banks, filling out this last zone pretty good. And now let's see how Nate can do in the lead. And they're off. Now we've got Nate in the lead, and Mason jumps the gun, which I absolutely love. That is an aggressive way to start chasing. And he still falls a little bit behind, but he makes up the ground really quickly, and he's pretty close to Nate. And Nate's doing a good job considering he's running out of tire. He still gets right up on the inner clip exactly how he should, and works his way out to the bank there. But again, Mason is catching up with him because Nate's car is not as fast as it normally would be on some brand new tires. And that's where it all goes south. Nate washes out and decides instead of plowing into that barrier, he's just going to shoot off track. I know Mason was hyped about that one. That puts him in the final four at his first drift competition. This is another fun one here. We've got Brian in his little clown shoe BMW Z3 Coupe against Rampton in his E36 with an LS in it. Two very different cars, two very different driving styles. You can see Brian is really good at driving a slow car fast. He's driving with low angle, but still managing to fill out every zone. I mean, he is all the way out on this last wall here. Great lead run, and Rampton is doing a great job keeping up with him. He does fall off a little bit at the end here, but overall, really exciting battle between these two. Let's see what happens when they switch places. All right, now this is Rampton's chance to run away with the extra power that he has. Brian jumps the line, does a good job not getting gaps on the straightaway, and again, he is doing a great job at angle management to do everything he can to keep up with that car. Now Rampton's car is fast, it is dialed in, and he's on a great line. You see him on the inner clip was perfect, all the way out to the wall. But again, he's not shaking Brian. Super close battle between these guys. Really cool to watch. You can see Brian just kind of sneaks through that smoke, gets right up to him. I think he even put a mark on his door there, And Rampton ended up taking the win and moving on to the final 4. Talk about a battle of David and Goliath here. We've got Mason, again, this is his first time ever competing, versus Logan, who's been at most of the roulette rounds. He drives hot pit. His car is an absolute weapon. It is so fast. And Mason says, you know what? That doesn't bother me. I'm still going to go out and put down a killer lead run. I mean, look at this kid. Great lap. And of course, that gives Logan all the opportunity he needs to put down a great chase run. For his first ever competition, I think everybody was super impressed. I mean, okay, pay attention to Logan throwing extra angle in the chase here. He actually straightens up right before the finish line and barely keeps it in drift. This is a deciding factor in this battle. And now Logan knows he's got his back to the wall, and he does everything he can to put down the closest thing to a 100-point lead run that we saw all day. Let's just enjoy that. Also, gotta give a shout out to Stingray FPV. He's been our drone pilot all season. If you guys are loving these drone clips, be sure to give him a follow. He killed it. And here's the last battle of the final 4. We've got Rampton versus Ash. These are 2 pretty equally matched cars. They're both fast, both aggressive, and good drivers. And right off the bat, Rampton makes a mistake in the chase. It looks like he was trying to be extra aggressive and dive in on the initiation, and just kind of over-angled, stalled the car up, and now he's playing catch-up. But he's doing a good job of catching up, even though Ash's car is a rocket ship. Let's have him switch places and see how this turns out. So now we've got Rampton in the lead, Ash giving chase. Pretty evenly matched down the straightaway. Big aggressive initiation from both of them. Rampton doesn't really make it out to the wall. He kind of drops down, does good on the inner clip, and works his way up to the second outer wall. And the rest of the run's pretty textbook. But this is where things get really interesting. Now, believe it or not, it was found out that Ash was on the wrong tires for this battle. Long story short, rules are rules. We ended up disqualifying him, which meant Rampton moved on to the finals. I wholeheartedly believe Ash when he said it was a mistake. They just grabbed some wheels and tires out of their trailer, slapped them on the car, and kept driving. He didn't realize that they were some older scrubs that unfortunately were the wrong tire for this competition. We do have rules. Has to be a 265 or smaller, 300 tread wear or higher, and this was a 200 tread wear tire. Although it was old and it was a scrub, rules are rules, and we've got to play by them. Now this is what I love about drifting. Nobody could have predicted this. Someone accidentally breaks the rules and gets disqualified. We've got someone who's never competed in the finals, battling it out for $1,000 against someone who is well seasoned in a fast car. This is what Drift Roulette is all about. This is why we created this series. So people with no competition experience can come and show up and compete against guys who do have experience, who do have fast cars. You learn so much by driving in a field like this, and this is the evidence right here. All of us were so hyped to see this finals come together, and not necessarily the way they came together with Ash going out the way he did, but let's not have that take away from what Mason did, showing up with no competition experience in a really basic 350Z and putting up a hell of a fight against everybody he drove against, including Rampton in the finals here. So cool to see. Like I said, this is what we made this series for, and we couldn't have asked for a better final. And here is your round 5 Drift Roulette high stakes podium. We ended up with Logan in 3rd place, Mason, the newcomer, in second place, and Rampton taking home first. But we're not done there because we still have to crown a champion for the entire season. And even after being disqualified for the entire round 5, he still managed to be the leader in points at the end of it all. And Ashton Redberg is your 2024 Drift Roulette season champion.
All right, today was the end of the season for us, the championship battles, and it was awesome. We got first place, finished off round 4, and then the championship, we took home the prize. And Drift Roulette has something to show us later. I think we got a car in it, which is insane. I've never drifted in a competition series that was giving away a whole car, which that's awesome. So we'll talk more about that later. And then this awesome trophy right here, so cool. Very grateful for Drift Roulette, all the guys, and this whole season was phenomenal. So,
all right, guys, we just wrapped up the season finale of Drift Roulette. After all the battles, all the points, everything's included, Ashton is our season champion, which means he gets to take home that 350Z we've been building. Huge thanks to all the sponsors that took part in that, helped us get an awesome car together. But what do you think, Ash? What do you have plans for this new car?
all right, I'm very grateful for Drift Roulette. These guys have been awesome the whole entire time. These competitions are so cool. If you guys don't have a cage and want to get started in a competition series, come to Drift Roulette. And with this competition car that we won, I want to keep it going into Drift Roulette, and we want to do a raffle for the car before next season. So if you guys are looking for a starter drift car, here's your chance. And I might even do a track day with you guys to give you guys a free lesson and make sure you guys are drifting it by the end of the day here at Willow Springs. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, big congratulations to Ash. So this car, it's pretty much all set up. It's got Hyper Hive wide body kit on it, coilovers, diffs welded. We got bash bars, all thanks to our awesome sponsors, Race Club Fabrication, Society, and Hyper Hive. So it's a super cool car. We will post some updates on this raffle soon, but stay tuned.
Like I said earlier in the video, if you had a part in Drift Roulette in one way, shape, or form, thank you so much. It was an incredible season. We learned so much, and we gave so many drivers the opportunity to compete, and I am so excited to see where next year is going to take us. I hope you're along for the ride. I hope to see you at one of our events. But until then, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Piston. Oh, that's a piston and a rod.
What happened?
There's a hole in the motor where there shouldn't be a hole in the motor.